Welcome to Newton Johnson Wines. I'm Bevan Newton Johnson.
I'm Gordon Newton Johnson.
We're a family winery that we've been working with our parents, Dave and Felicity, now for the last 14 years. And we've been on this estate since 2000, where we've started to plant our own vineyards in 2002, 2003. And then the winery has been here for the last 5 years, which has been Gordy's responsibility. Gordy, my younger brother, is the winemaker, and he's the one who does all the hard work. And me being the older brother, I get to do all the eating and drinking. At Newton Johnson Wines, we basically focus on 4 grape varieties: Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, which this area is very well known for, the Upper Granada Valley, and Shiraz or Syrah and Sauvignon Blanc. Our main focus within our wines as a family winery is we like to focus on classical New World styles. So we're looking to find elegance and subtlety in our wines. We're not looking to be able to make the biggest volume wines. We want to be able to focus on things that I think pull people in as they get to experience our wines and get to know our wines. Within that, though, we believe as a family, we are not here for the next 2 years to try and prove people that we can make wine, but we're here for the next 20, 30 years. So slowly, we want to be able to convince people of what we're doing in our wines.
And I think when it comes to the elegant styling, it started pretty much way back where Bevan and I grew up at a table with my father, who's a Cape wine master. He had a lot of winemaking friends. And he fell in love in those days with Pinot Noir. Actually did his thesis on Pinot Noir, and I think we've always kind of had that background of loving the classical European style of wine. And being in the place that we stay, in a cooler climate place, very close to the Atlantic Ocean, I think it's naturally kind of gone over into our wine. So I think we've got a very strong basis for that kind of styling.
I think when we were kids, actually, we didn't even have an idea that we were going to land up in the wine industry. We just grew up in it and we were surrounded by it. I don't think we put too much thought into it and found ourselves sort of after university as to, do you know what, we know best is where we grew up and what we do, and that happens to be the wine industry. We've lived all our lives next to the coast in the Cape. I feel very uncomfortable in places that don't have mountains and not near the sea, so this is where we love the most. And so for us, it's been very fortunate to take on what we've grown up with, and thankfully actually feel like we've known all our lives.
In our appellation here in the Upper Granada Valley, we've got quite a variety of different soils, largely based off granitic soils. But on the farm itself, quite a few different parcels, which create quite a few different characters in the wines themselves. So we like to keep those certain parcels separate in the winery. We've got our largest tank will take about 8 tons of grapes, right down to our smallest tank, which is about 2 tons. Where we can treat a certain parcel almost individually and almost express the best out of it as much as possible. And that will also go into a separate casks or barrels, where we can see how it develops and how we can improve on it for the next year.